Morning. I actually thought I was going to get away without having to do this, but things didn't work out that way. I was actually on the schedule last week, and then schedule rearranged, and so I thought that maybe they obviously had somebody else lined up for this week, so maybe I just got skipped over, and I'll just go on my merry way, and I won't have to do this. But then I got the email on Friday saying, "Hey, you're on the schedule this week." All right, so that must mean that what God wanted me to say needed to be heard today. So over the years, something that I just turned 50 a few months back. And this might sound a little strange, but one thing over the years, the longer I've been here, the more I'm thankful for, and that's been our school. And you look at me today and you think, well, so obviously as a parent, right, being your kids here, and I'm going to say I could go on about that for hours, but really what I'm going to talk about is not as a parent, but as a student plus 32 years. I graduated in 1987, and over the years, we've had lots of people, lots of students here, and one of the things that we've seen a lot come and go, and when you know, this is something that touches close. You see students that were raised here, families come to church here, and at some point, the decision comes to them when they get to that 10th, 11th, 12th, first year of college. Because before that, you're doing what your parents tell you to do. You come to church, you go to school. And frankly, please understand, if you're a student who gets to go to our school, it is a privilege. As long as I've been here, you've obviously heard students rumble underneath their breath, "Oh, I can't wait to get out of here." Can I say you're a fool? The train wreck that the devil has waiting for you, if you choose to follow him, just open your eyes. The evidence is all around. And the longer I've been here, the more thankful I am for our school. Because, as many years as I've been out now, I work out in the world, I meet people all the time, and I could talk about the education aspect of it alone just for a long time, but really the two things I really want to focus on are, one, a couple anchor points that if you will grab a hold of them will be a major help for your whole life. And one is the proper place of God's Word. As a student in high school, grade school, into college, you sometimes might ask the question, well, what's Bible? What's the class I have right before lunch? And yeah, there's some truth to that. But as you get older, that Bible that is preached from here and that you live has to become something that changes from the academic subject that's between science and math and English to what is the guiding principle of your whole life. It has to change from we're studying it to, and I forget who the speaker was, years and years, decades ago now. But the best way to really describe God's Word today for us is it's life's instruction manual. Every answer you're ever going to need for any issue in your life is in the Bible. It's not in a modern psychologist. It's not on Pinterest. It's not on any other given place you can find it. Every major important issue you're going to have in your life is in God's Word. There's obviously a wide range of people here that have been raised here and others that are relatively new and may have just started coming to church in the last few months. And it's even more important for you because over the years I've talked to people and they're like, I don't know what to do. I'm in this spot and I have no idea what to do. And as Christians, we know where the answer is. You just have to be willing to look at it and follow it. So one, understanding that the Bible, the academics, that the Bible teaching has to change from that to this is the guiding force of everything you do. It's the basis of every decision. It should be the first thing you consider. And if you change that, you adopt that, so many of those problems just aren't real issues. The second one that's been a major anchor point for me is good Christian music. This is one that it derails so many. You start following the world's music, and it's easy because it's everywhere. All right, over the last few months, it was talked about repeatedly, and everywhere you go, the world's music is out there. You sometimes don't even realize it. You're walking through the store, it's in the background. And so I started playing an instrument like many did here when I was in 5th grade. Actually 4th grade on the little flutophones, they called them back then. And then 5th grade, I was playing trumpet. 7th grade, well, part of 6th grade, I got braces. Trumpet and braces don't go so well together. So the band director back at the time said, hey, would you consider switching to tuba? I'm like, I want to play trumpet. But I did, 7th grade. And the first 2 years, I hated it. This big, stupid, ugly thing weighs more than I did at the time. And I did not want to play tuba for the first 2 years. And then, as time went on, I actually started to like it. And now, 37 years later, that's my direct tie, but obviously we sing songs every week. And adopting that as your musical diet will serve you much, much better than will the latest thing from Taylor Swift or whoever else it is. Over the years, those two things, and I can't tell you, one other thing too is something as simple as the list of Bible verses that we had to memorize in high school. We had the same list every year. And back then you're like, did somebody just not become creative enough to have a different list every year, or why do we have the same list every year? Well, that's what I thought about the first couple years. But I'll tell you, as time has gone by, at different points in my life, as different issues have come up over and over and over again, just the same, as easy as it is a song to pop in your head, so is a verse that applies to whatever it is you're dealing with at that given time. And that list of verses, I cannot tell you, hundreds of times. Remember now thy Creator in the days of thy youth. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. And I could go on over and over and over again. So much of the world's wisdom today isn't based on the fear of God. It doesn't originate from there, which is why it's so far off. And so from a student, plus 33 years, 32 years this year will be, I would just, especially our current students and ones who've recently graduated, stay focused on what God has for you. The world has nothing for you. I've talked to people over the years that have gone through that, and they're pulling a trainload of regrets and damage, that scars from those kind of choices. You may not see it yet at the age you are, but one, trust your parents, trust your teachers and your staff, and ultimately, because this is the most important, trust what God's word says. Because if you do that, it is as simple as this: to what degree you follow God's word, he will bless you, and to what degree you don't, you'll suffer consequences for it. So that would be my encouragement today, and thank you.